What up, YouTube Elleix? Come back at you with another RTS cast. Today, we are covering a different game entirely. This is the Scouring, which is effectively modern-day Warcraft. It's Orcs Vs Humans. It's awesome. Keep in mind, this is still early access. I believe it came out for early access sometime in early August, but I see a lot of potential for this game. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Spawning on the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's our blue Orcs player, Watt, going up against his opponent. Spawning on the top of the left-hand side of the map, it's our gray Humans player, Midork. Now, from a caster perspective, the replay UI could use a little bit of detailing. For example, if you see a black bar on the bottom of the screen, that is because the replay progress, at least for now, can't be hidden. So for those who don't want to see that, I have blurred it out. Now, there is a warrior on the way towards the human side already. And also, for those who are curious, I've already done some gameplay videos of this. I'll link that in the top right-hand corner as well. And also, one thing to note is I can't see the abilities for the factions in this UI, so we're just going to have to kind of eyeball things. Anyway, the warrior being chased away by the swordsman as well as the archer. Now, one really interesting thing about this game in particular is you can kind of throw your units on top of certain buildings like this. This archer is actually a unit you can move around. So, yep, right there, exactly. Great work, Midork, in showing that to me. So, for defense purposes, you can throw units on top of buildings, but keep in mind that will make them susceptible to AoE damage. You also have creeps, but you have the option to play the game without creeps. So when you start a game, you can basically have a game mode that is RTS only without creeps, although, you know, Warcraft had creeps and they made it work. This one seems to be similar. You also have a hero mode. I'm not sure if this one will allow for heroes or not. And then you have a MOBA mode where the AI plays RTS for you and you just control a hero. It is so cool. Anyway, the archers here, the goblin archers for our Orcs player, they're basically the horde. Here we go. Looks like they are attacking these bandits, which will open up some of the map. It looks like there is a watchtower here as well. Is that what it is? It's an outpost, which is currently neutral. I'm not sure if this is something that could be claimed later for our Orcs player. Looks like both players are just spending some time cleaning up the map. I don't know what their experience is with this game. There's also a day-night cycle, which just looks so good. I don't recall what engine this is built on, but it almost looks like the Unreal Engine to me. I could be wrong about that, but yep, we are now going towards nighttime, and it looks so cool. It says day right now. It says 03:41. Oh, wait, that's the actual game time, I think, not the actual in-game time. Some action here, though. These wolves with the arrows stuck in their bodies. That is brutal. A lot of archers here for our Orcs player, though. A lot of archers for the human player as well. Now, we'll see how this game will go. Looks like both players are at a relatively even supply for the time being. You can only see the supply for the player you're technically observing. I had to toggle on enemy vision to see everything. Another little quirk about the UI that I hope is updated sometime in the future. One other thing to mention about this mod. Oh, I'm so used to covering modded StarCraft. One other thing to mention about this game is that when you have creep mode, which I believe is on, obviously, for this game in particular, is you have to protect your base not only from enemy players, but also the creeps. This Lich is actually summoning skeletons, though. It is so cool looking. Aggroed by the by the Orcs player. A lot of skeletons being summoned, but the Lich going down, and I think all these skeletons will go down as well. Some stutter stepping here by Watt. Not bad at all. Oh yeah, I also should mention the economy is a lot like Warcraft. So you have a gold mine, and then you also have to mine lumber, or I guess gather lumber. You don't mine trees, but you have to gather lumber, and you also have to farm stuff for food, and each farm has up to 3 workers that you can allocate. So, yep, right here, you have the farms for the orc player. Let's see that for the humans player as well. Yep, you can see it here. Farmers, 3 out of 3. Not bad. And it looks like more mobs here. Another lich for our orcs player to deal with. One thing I will say, if you're looking at this game from a competitive perspective, the mobs or the creeps are really aggressive, at least in my experience. I did play this when it was very early access. I mean, it was beta when I played it, so they might have changed that. And I think, and I don't know, I didn't actually look, but I think you can also change the aggression or the intensity of the creeps. I could be wrong about that, though, so take that with a grain of salt. I forgot to look. These players cleaning up the map for the time being, though. A wolf here attacking this building likely won't do much, but will potentially aggro on the workers here. This wolf chasing down the worker. I think Watt realizing, hey, look, we have a creep here, using the worker to de-aggro that wolf from the rest of them. Not bad at all. Taking a look at what's going on here, though, is this going to be an expansion? I think it might be. This might be a bug, though. Is it not building is the question. I'm not so sure. Let's see. Maybe he just didn't make him build. I don't know for a fact. We'll try and keep an eye on that. Some movement here from our blue Orcs player, though. Now, I gotta say, the MOBA mode of this game surprised me. It was so fun. I think so far it's my favorite mode because it's like a really good mix of RTS and MOBA. I mean, you don't have the ability in the pure MOBA mode to control your base. Like I said, it's controlled by the AI, but the fact that it has like RTS in the background while you're running around with your hero is really cool. You also have a dungeon by each base. Some action here, though. Yep, this is a cannon. So the cannon is the AoE I was talking about. It does have an AoE ability that can target the top of buildings. It doesn't look like our Orcs player has any cannons, though, so I want to say this base is effectively locked down, and I just honestly love the aesthetic. Normally, I'm more of a sci-fi guy. I do like Warcraft a lot, though, so I might be a little biased there. I didn't play like Warcraft 3 or Frozen Throne a lot as an adult. I played that more as a teenager, but I did play a lot of World of Warcraft, which is usually different from the aesthetic that I typically lean towards. More of the creeps being covered right now. It seems more like a PvE game than anything, but eventually I think these players will have to engage each other you know, to win the game. By the way, if you're new to my channel, I do cast and cover mostly modded StarCraft 2 content, but I do want to start covering more RTS content in general. So if that's something you're interested in watching more of, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And big shout out to my members and patrons as well. I really appreciate the extra layer of support. It helps me out much more than you know. Anyway, a town hall finally built here for our humans player Midork, and some swordsmen here as well to keep it safe for the time being. It does look like you can claim the outpost, though, so dealing with the creeps is a good idea. Was the other outpost claimed? I believe it was. Let's double check. Where is it? Oh, yep, here they are. They are denoted by flags on the mini-map. Now, I don't blame either player for not really engaging yet because the game is still relatively new. Like I said, I don't know what their experience is with this game. I almost called it a mod again. There is a cannon here for the Orcs player as well, though, moving across the map, likely to engage the human player, though. And the humans player, he's just chilling. He's not engaging with the enemy just yet. You can also build barricades. So this side is barricaded. Will buy the player some time. It has 300 base HP. For reference, the town hall has 1,500 base HP. So as you would expect, the barricade isn't necessarily super sturdy, but it will keep you alive for a little while. It looks like a multi-pronged attack potentially for our Orcs player. Some archers here as well, moving on the right-hand side of the map simultaneously. Orcs on the left-hand side of the map. But this cannon is posted up and just, oh man, just moved. I don't know, I don't recall if players can see these kind of like hitboxes. But it appears maybe they can because they're kind of just sieging up against each other. Oh, and right here, this food icon tells us that our Orcs player may be running low on food supply. If you are running low on food supply, that will debuff your units. Finally, though, an engagement here on the top middle side of the map. The archers, though, getting caught by the humans player. Also, the barricades can kind of like, I guess not necessarily burrow, but drop to allow your units to move. And I think that will only affect friendly units. So obviously your opponent can't just run through the barricade. That would kind of defeat the purpose of a barricade. I love this, the standoff. Just players here chilling, not really moving. And you know what? I want to say this bridge has effectively locked down any potential engagement from the Orc player. And you know what? What's really interesting is the Orcs player, he doesn't really have anything similar. So I want to say from a balance perspective, the human player kind of just spawned in a better location because, yeah, you have a bridge here, sure. But your main base is down here. Meanwhile, the main base where the humans player is here and just locked down by a single cannon, which is interesting. I mean, if you look at the symmetry of the map, it's a bridge here and a bridge here, and that is it. But I would like to see maybe the main base spawn right here, kind of, you know, mirrored to the Orcs player. You know, in that sense, it makes it more difficult, or I guess less difficult for both players to engage each other, because this makes it more difficult for the Orcs player, not necessarily the humans player. But to be fair, Watt has adapted pretty well because he's trying to lock this down just the same. Oh, yep, we have the shield ability on the swordsman, though, which will make them more tanky against the cannons. I almost called them tanks. And here we go. Absolute carnage. It looks like the humans player, though, will come out ahead, forcing Watt on the retreat. What is going on here, though? Some neutral mobs chasing down these Orc units. And where is it? Okay, yep, here we go. The humans player, this is what you got to do now. You got to counter. This is like typical kind of RTS strategy. If you beat your opponent and destroy what appeared to be most of his army, just move out. See if you can win. You don't necessarily have to overcommit. You can always run away if your opponent has some siege back home to protect you, to protect against you. Excuse me. But yeah, what I want to see Midork do right now is move out. Not that I'm an expert in this game at all. I mean, I only played like well, I guess technically, like, I think about 4 games, but I only posted 2 videos featuring this game. Anyway, some movement here from the humans player. These cannons, they just move so slowly. The infantry units move so quick compared to them, so you kind of have to make sure you don't move your army too early compared to the cannons, because if you're relying on these cannons, obviously, you move the humans over and they don't have any cannon support, that could be quite devastating. There's a muncher cave here, though, which does allow you to build munchers, which are kind of like these ogre-looking things. We don't see any, though, from our Orcs player. And are we going to enter, like, an accidental base race? Is that what's happening? Because there's no cannon to defend here against a pretty big Orc army. I don't think either player really knows what's happening. Oh, what is this, though? Looks like the swordsman claiming this outpost, potentially. Oh, and this Orc, the warrior, spotting another expansion from our humans player, forcing, it looks like, Midork to go back and defend. And also, looks like the Orcs player running up the bridge. What I might do, and this is exactly what Watt is doing, is siege up your cannons behind your main army and see if you can protect the army running across the bridge. And that's what he's trying to do. Some of these swordsmen, though, able to cut the distance to these cannons and engage them, but a lot of the archers are within the hitbox for these cannons, and it looks like the Orcs player might be coming out ahead in this engagement. There is a cannon here, though, for the human, trying to hold down the bridge, and it looks like more human cannons here as well to engage this army. But these cannons are already sieged up, kind of. Oh, man, these cannons running right to the faces of the orc cannons. One orc cannon going down. It looks like a couple human cannons going down. Now all the human cannons going down. And I think, I don't know, man. I mean, there are more stuff, more units coming out from our humans player, but there's still orc stuff here as well. And this warrior trying to whittle down that town hall. I think it's called the town hall. We'll double check that in a second. And the warriors as well throwing up their shields to protect against the cannons. So there's a lot of similar abilities between the orcs and, you know, obviously the humans. Both have cannons, both have the shield ability. Where I see most differences are in the heroes, which unfortunately have not made an appearance in this game mode, but I forgot to look at this. Yeah, it looks like the creeps, because it is nighttime, have gone full aggression mode and are taking out so much of the stuff for the orcs player because he's way out of position. Some cannons here on the high ground, though, in the barracks, trying to defend against this, and the orcs moving forward across the bridge. Finally, a lot of stuff going is going on right now. Oh, this lich just being an absolute pain in the ass for Watt right now, summoning more and more skeletons. These farmers are like, you know what, we're just going to mind our own business, keep our head down, and pretend nothing is happening. Oh, man, more skeletons here as well from the north side as well as the east side of this base. Oh, no, this is going to be rough. As soon as daylight hits, I'm pretty sure they'll stop spawning, but you have to take care of the ones already existing. And oh man, it doesn't look like our humans player is suffering the same way. This has just been going on basically the whole time since those mobs appeared, unfortunately for our orcs player. But Watt, I mean, taking out a lot of the stuff for the humans player, and the skeletons finally going away. There's still a lich here, though, still summoning so much stuff. What level is it? It's a level 2. The other ones we saw were level 1, which I think is why we saw less skeletons spawning. Oh, man, the game was slow, but now there's a lot going on. And this warrior is at level 3. What level are the swordsmen? I wonder, actually. Do the higher level units have more HP and maybe more damage? So we have a swordsman at level 1 here for reference, had 140 HP. We'll try and find an equivalent unit which is at level 2. We'll just keep an eye on that. Looks like this orc was cleaned up. No, it wasn't. This orc is at level 3, or this warrior, and it does have 220 HP. I'm assuming for balance purposes, at level 1, they start with the same amount of HP. Actually, we can look. Okay, yep, a level 2 warrior has 180 HP. Do we have a level 1 warrior somewhere here? We'll try and find one. Here we go. This one's at level 1, yes, with 140 life. Here's the muncher, though, right here. Our ogre-looking thing beating down this cannon. Anything going on here, though? It looks like all the stuff was cleaned up. Yep, so finally able to start gathering resources once again. And the munchers, I think this might be the answer that Watt was looking for. They are beefy units, melee-only units, but yeah, these are kind of, I want to say, like tier 2 units at least, if not tier 3. Oh, man, and this is it, the town hall. I forgot to check that. This is indeed called the town hall, being beaten down by these munchers, and I like how they just have, like, little pouches on their back. I wonder what that's for. I think they have, like, a rock throw ability, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. For any dev that is watching this cast, let me know if there is like some sort of ability, like a rock throwing ability for the muncher, because we don't have any sort of like unit card that we can look at. But this is a lot of stuff going on. I would move the archers maybe a little bit back from the warriors. The swordsmen, you know, being melee only. You want to keep your stuff as efficient as possible in RTS. I mean, the archers are ranged. Oh, what is this, though? Oh, man, more neutral mobs. Watt can't get a break from the creeps in this game, man. That is wild. What is going on here, though? Oh, some more movement from our orcs player on the right-hand side of the map. So another attempt at a multi-pronged attack, I think, from Watt. Here we go, though. Looks like these warriors are moving a little too quick for this cannon, and there is a cannon on the high ground right here. But the orcs will be able to climb up and start dealing some damage of their own. And the cannon, I think when you're at this close range, it does have trouble attacking. It will go down. There's another cannon here finally for our orcs player sieging up right here on top of all this stuff, trying to get the, I think the workers, are they called workers? They're called peasants. Trying to get them while they're in transit towards our, what is this, our fort. Meanwhile, more action here on this bridge. This bridge is like a historic moment, I feel like, for the Scouring. Looks like the gold deposit for the humans player is running low in the main base, if not completely mined out, actually. The cannon support here for the Munchers. These cannons sieging up, and the Munchers going down brutally, taking multiple shots from these cannons. All of the Munchers going down. The cannons now sieging up on top of each other. What is this, though? A lot of archers in this fort. They will be able to attack from the high ground. Man, I don't know who's going to win. I don't know who's ahead. I mean, Watt took a lot of damage from the environment. So I don't know, man. But this is looking really, this is looking like anyone's game, I want to be honest. I mean, there's more action up here on the top middle side, and the Munchers deciding to forego the fort. I don't think they can climb up buildings. I think the only unit that can do that for the time being are your infantry units, like your warriors and your archers. Oh, the farms here, though, spotted by our orcs player. And the Munchers running, likely to find some peasants to kill. Oh, this is going to be a big hit for our Orcs player. This is actually the main base, by the way, in case you were not looking at the minimap. So instead of crossing the bridge, they have walked around the entire map. This cannon, though, actually with some pretty decent range, able to reach these farms. And what is this? It looks like Midork has surrendered, giving the victory to Watt. What an interesting game. This one was a bit slower, but I do see the potential for the Scouring. Big thank you once again to all my members and patrons. I really appreciate your support. If you enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one.